I'm not going first, guys. I'm not going first. The man, the myth, the legend.
All right, guys. I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate, more than anything else, our fans. 28,000 here tonight. Students who are off that came out, super grateful to them. Super grateful for the support all year as we continue to this journey. It's been really, really cool. Really, really cool. So I'm grateful to them. Man, super grateful to our seniors for the way that they remain focused throughout this week and for them to be able to go out like this, undefeated at home, first time since '02. And it's a credit to our seniors. It's a credit to their buy-in. It's a credit to them buying into a vision 3 years ago that they didn't have to. From the game itself, I mean, there's a couple cool deals with Byram, 12th player in the history of college football to go for 3,000 and 1,000. And, man, it's a credit to what he's done outside of the football field, the way he's bought into his process, the way he's bought into doing things the right way. And I've said it 100 times, I'm going to say it again, that when your quarterback can be your hardest worker, your toughest football player, your smartest, the most bought in, you can do some really, really special things. And the season up until this point has gone as he's gone. He continues to lead in a really, really elite way through the way he goes about his business. He's a special football player. He's one of the best football players I've ever been around, and really, really special. Really, really special what he's been able to do. Outside of that, defensively, the challenge was to be really, really assignment sound, was to be really detailed, our eyes be right, and I thought we did that all night. There were some adjustments we had to make. The option stuff got a couple out. They had an unbalanced look that we had to adjust to, but outside of a couple plays, really, really sound. Offensively, took advantage of the drives. There wasn't a ton. We knew it was going to be somewhere around 10, and certainly took advantage of the drives as we went. We were really good in the tight zone, left a field goal out there. That one hurts. And probably as cool as anything, the penalties, and that's been a challenge to us to play clean, sound football. We had 3. Had obviously the targeting that you wish you could have back, and 2 playing penalties. I thought competed really, really well, really focused, really complete game on all 3 sides. So really proud of our guys, really proud of our seniors, and really proud of the way that we finished. I told these guys in the locker room afterwards that the buy-in into being process-driven rather than result-driven is what I'm most proud of. I think it carries over to life. I think it carries over to the real world. It carries over to being a dad, being a husband, that you just go and you try to be elite in every aspect of your life, and you leave nothing to chance. And we talked about the 6 points, the 2 games where there were 3 and 3 points, and those are margins that you have to find a way to close, and we didn't. And there's obviously a ton of disappointment in that. There's a ton of disappointment in the fact that we're not playing for a championship and the growth that needs to be made to close those margins. But we talked about 3 years ago getting as good as we can, as fast as we can, and the buy-in into forming an identity, the buy-in into forming a culture, the buy-in into forming a brotherhood. In modern-day college football is really, really hard to do, and these guys did it. And it's a credit, certainly you can name a bunch of guys, but Mac and Ruck and Byram and Cole Best and Derek Bowman, there's too many to name, but these guys that have just continued to buy in and buy in and buy in and be elite examples of what it is to be a USF football player. And I told this story publicly, and Mac is sitting here, and I'll tell it again, but Mac got up in a senior speech in August and really told the story of what this whole thing really is. And he said, man, when I got here, I didn't have anybody in my room to point to and say, be like this guy. Be like this dude. This is what elite process looks like. This is how you prepare. This is how you live your life. This is how you come in and you work. This is how you sleep. This is how you eat. This is how you prepare for a football game. And when you don't have examples in a room, it's a revolving door of terrible culture. And he said, man, I want to be that guy for these young kids to say, man, this is what it looks like to prepare. And I said, man, if we can have 10 rooms like that, you got a chance to build something really, really special. And Mac is a great example of how you flip a culture. Mac is a great example of how you flip a program, because there's a guy that bought in and held himself to a higher standard because he knew others were watching. So really proud of this group. There's a bunch of them that have an opportunity to come back. There's a bunch of waivers that got to get filed for guys to be able to get another year. But it's a really, really special group that stuck together, bought into our staff, bought into a vision, bought into a process-driven program. And I'm really thankful, grateful, and humbled to be the leader that gets to just drive the ship. But it doesn't work unless you got everybody on board. So I'm really proud of those guys, and I'm super grateful to them. I'll open it up to questions.
Coach, I've seen a lot of quarterbacks in my 40 years of covering football. I really have. And what I was so impressed about Byram being, like you said, 3,000, 1,000, he reminded me a lot of Cam Ward with his ability to run the football, extend plays, throw the ball downfield. How would you be able to summarize Byram as a possible pro prospect? Because this guy has a lot of tools that could impress a lot of scouts just by looking at his body of work. First time I've had a chance to see him in this environment, and I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, Byram will be an NFL quarterback, and I've been fortunate enough to be around some guys that are NFL quarterbacks that are playing in that league. Byram possesses all those traits. You've got to be intelligent. You've got to be able to see the field. There's such a mental side to playing quarterback at that level when the guys on the other side are all just elite, world-class athletes that can run. And he can see the field. He can use his legs to create. He's gotten so much better as a passer, both in the deep ball and the intermediate game and the quick game. We've continued to evolve the offense around his skill set. But he'll definitely be an NFL quarterback when he feels like it's time. But certainly the guys that I've been around, which is all I can compare it to, he possesses the mental and the physical traits that you would need to be an NFL quarterback. Thank you.
Coach, obviously multiple reports, with Arkansas, Auburn, Ole Miss probably being available. Will you be the head coach at USF next year?
Yeah, it's an awesome question. I told our team on Wednesday night when all that stuff came out that all I ask is for an opportunity to finish the season the right way, finish the season in a first-class manner, finish the season with a win, and then give me the time to sit down with my family and figure this whole thing out. I've stressed like crazy that I like, and I've said this 100 times, I'm not smart enough to be able to focus on two things at once. I'm so process-driven. I'm so locked into what's going on. I've not had the opportunity to process any of it. I really haven't. And I've been honest and real throughout my entire time here with you guys. I've been honest and real with our team the entire time I've been here. And I told them on Wednesday, man, just give me some time to process everything that's going on, because I have not had time. I've not had time with my family. I've not had time with my wife to process everything that's going on. So we're gonna take some time, process this, figure it out. And Rob and Will and Jay, the administration here has committed in such a huge way to having our staff be here, continuing to build. But I think in all fairness to me, in all fairness to everybody that's been here with me, I need some time to process it, and I will. And I'm going to make the best decision for the entirety of our organization, make the best decision for everybody that came here 3 years ago and has stuck with me, has stuck with this team, has stuck with us. But I've not had time to process it. I really haven't, and I owe it to Rob, and I owe it to this entire university to process it the right way, to think about everybody involved. I think if it was going to be just about me, I would have already processed it and thought about it. I've not spent the time that I need, and that's all I ask, is that I get some time to figure this whole thing out, and the first people that will know will be our players.
Coach, what type of challenges did those outside reports kind of present to you and your team this week as you prepared for this game?
Well, I think big challenges, because when you have success in this profession, everybody tries to move you along. And everybody tries to put you into certain situations to feel like, man, this is where you should be. You do this here, you should be here. You do this here, you should be here. The media, general public, I get it, I understand it. I apologize to our guys on Wednesday night. I apologize to them again tonight that the last thing I would ever want to be is a distraction to our team. We talk about having no distractions poured into our guys in a way to ask them to never have distractions. Distractions take away from the main focus of what we're trying to do, which is win football games. And I apologized. I mean, and these guys, I feel like, have my back and I have their back, and I apologized. And it was nothing that I put out there. It wasn't true. And so I told him that I didn't put it out, and it wasn't true. And it wasn't true. And same thing I just said, I asked for some time after we win this game to process everything that's going on. And these guys, obviously, by the way they played, did that.
Coach, you played 11 great games, and you had one little minor hiccup. But in the back of your mind, when you came here, this place was a mess. How do you feel in general in terms of what you've been able to do, knowing that this place is in a much better place now than it was when you inherited this mess? Because let's not kid yourself. You always want to feel, regardless of what the outcome is, that you left a better place, the place that you're at, in better shape than it was when you took on the job itself.
Yeah, I've been really proud, even going into this year, of what we built. And by we, I mean the players, the coaches, the support staff. It's a huge credit to the players. And again, we had nowhere to go but up. We were in the basement, and I'm really proud of where we are right now. We're not playing next week, which I'm really, really disappointed in. And a lot of that is on me for not winning those games, and ultimately I have to stand in front of the team and take the blame, because it's my fault that we didn't win those games. I revert back to, and it's the coach in me, it's the competitor in me that reverts back to the ones we didn't win. But in terms of where we are as a program, it's light years. The culture's right, the foundation's right. There's a belief, there's a system and a structure for how we do things. But again, it's a credit to the players, because if there's no buy-in there, then nothing works. So these guys that bought in, that came here, that stayed here, that continue to go to work, it's a credit to them.
Coach, how proud are you of your players this year in 2025?
Well, I think incredibly proud. I'm incredibly proud of the way we've competed. I'm incredibly proud of continuing to put South Florida on a national stage. Played, I think, 10 games on national TV. We continue to sell out stadiums everywhere we went. We had big wins. We had really cool moments. We had some tough moments. But we've had the opportunity to go put this Bulls logo, the Bulls U, in front of a lot of eyes and continue to build the brand of what this is. This is an incredible place. This is a really, really, really cool place. And it's not necessarily that Tampa is an incredible community, a melting pot of some of the coolest people we've met. It's the fact that there's a commitment here from the top to be elite in what we do, and they drew a line in the sand and said, this place is going to be nationally relevant. This place is going to be a top college football program in the entire country, and I feel like we're on our way to get there.
Not lose sight of the fact that next year is your last time here at Raymond James Stadium, and you got an on-campus stadium to look forward to. In the back of your mind, how do you feel about the fact that, you came from a mess to now you have an on-campus stadium to really look forward to? Do you ever ride by the back of it and kind of look at where it's at progress-wise? You can feel good that you had a lot to do with the progress of it.
Yeah, again, I'm proud of what we've done. I'm proud of where we are today. Again, the competitor in me wishes we were playing next Saturday or Friday night, and we're not. But I am proud of where we are. I look at the new football operations building and the stadium out my window every single day and see people working, and it'll be an incredible moment when our former players get to come back and have something to point to on campus. It'll be really special.
Coach, what's your message to Bulls fans?
Keep showing up, keep supporting these dudes. This place is well on its way to being a legitimate top 25 program.
What were your kind of thoughts when Schuler was ejected during the game?
My thoughts? Man, that sucks. You never want anybody ejected. It was an automatic first down, and it sucked.
You talked about the evolution of your quarterback.
Talk about the evolution of Byram. Well, we got Byram as a redshirt freshman, and he went and competed, won the job, and he's continued to get better every single week. It's a credit to him. It's a credit to his daily process. It's a credit to him continue to find ways to get better. He spends all day, every day in that building. He says he goes to class or online or wherever the classes are, but he also has straight A's, so I imagine he's going to class. But he spends all day in there. He continues to find ways to get better, continues to find ways to grow. He spends the off season completely immersed in football. He's a football guy. He's one of the toughest, smartest young men I've ever been around, and it's 100% a credit to him. And his coaches have done a really good job, but it's because he's willing to put the time in. And to play that position at an elite level, you got to live in that building. And his first one in, last one out. He's grown so much. This year, I mean, he can tell you what he wants, what he doesn't like, communicates at an elite level. I think the biggest thing you could say about Byram is his teammates believe in him at a level that I've not been around in a really long time. Every time he's got the ball in his hands, something good's going to happen. That's a true belief, and that's because of the way he works.
You said you work with NFL quarterbacks. Make a comparison of Byram Brown.
Yeah, I think that's unfair to make a comparison. Byram is a really, really special player. Byram's a special quarterback, and he's going to be a special quarterback for a really, really long time.
Coach, when you mentioned at the end of the UTSA game, you're talking about your players wanting to play with a violent intent. Would you say that was that's how you could honestly explain your home record this season, with the amount of points you guys put up and also the amount of points you guys hadn't let up as well? Just explosive on both sides of the ball. Would you use the words violent intent to just explain how well you guys have done at home?
Yeah, I think there's a cool energy at home. Right, and there's a consistency at home. You stay in the same hotel. The process is exactly the same. We've happened to have a bunch of night games, which our guys really like, which I can't explain. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to about noon games and playing better at noon. We're a morning practice team. I think it's an anomaly. I'm going to continue to study the science behind it, but we've had a bunch of home night games, and there is something to having a consistency to where you stay, what you eat. It's the exact same process every single time. And they certainly feed off these. Like, that student section is really cool, man. Like, the fact that that thing is packed out and rocking every week. I go back to that FAU game, that homecoming game, and Mac said it. We pulled into the parking lot. He's like, I've never seen anything like this here. So there's obviously a really cool energy, and I think it's the consistency of what you're used to, plus the energy you get from these fans. There's certainly something really cool. But I would tell you tonight we played with a violent intent, and talk about on both sides of the ball. That's the standard. Offensively, you want to run the ball down people's throats. You want to go finish people, block on the perimeter, and we certainly did that tonight. And I think we've grown tremendously there as the year's gone. And on defense, you want to make people feel you, and you want to rally to the ball. You want to create turnovers and bring hat after hat after hat after the ball. And same thing on special teams. Set the tone in every single thing we do, starting with our kickoff unit. I don't know if anybody ever realized it, but that's the culture of our programs. We finish in the end zone every single time. Touchback or not, we finish in that stinking end zone. And it's the culture of our program. It's the culture of toughness that we're trying to build, and we're continuing to do so. Thank you, guys. Go Bulls.
Larry Bluestein, by the way.
Oh, my gosh, Larry, the GOAT.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Take care, Alex.
Mac Harris,
Thank you.
5 tackles tonight, posted the 17th 100 tackle season in program history.
How y'all doing?
Reads. Questions for Mac?
What's it mean to get 100 tackles, man?
Oh, that's a great question. Honestly, I never really look at stats like a time for me to, boast on or brag about myself or anything like that. I think it was more so just about like how we play defense that means the most to me. So 100 tackles, 100 tackles. Definitely a cool stat I'll be able to, tell my kids later down the road. But just proud of how we played as a defense, really.
How do you feel coming out of the tunnel pregame back senior night, and hugging Alex and your other fellow seniors and so forth?
It was good. It was good. Mike Lofton almost got me. I told y'all I wasn't going to cry, and Mike Lofton almost got me, but it didn't happen. It felt great. Hopefully, God willing, I get to play at the next level, and this isn't my last time playing at Ray J or anything like that, but it was definitely a surreal moment, and I always prided myself on, whatever I do, just leaving it better than what I found it, no matter what it is, and I think, I've done a great job of doing that. So yeah, it was surreal.
What does it mean to you to complete an undefeated season at home for the first time since 2002?
It was a great time. It was fun, man. Like going out there and from a defensive perspective, just flying around and really getting after people. We're a defense who doesn't want to allow points, obviously, but at home, we've really put a staple on that, and I think it leans towards the culture of the place, and making this a hard place to play whenever you come here.
How did it feel to you when you guys lost Schuler tonight?
I was hurt for him just because it being senior night. I mean, as a linebacker though, like, and it's tough with the game of football because I was seeing a video of Ray Lewis talk about it, man. Like you being a heat-seeking missile, and it's kind of hard to change the trajectory of the missile after other people have changed their direction. But I felt for him just because of it being senior night. But I don't blame him at all. Honestly, he's a violent player. He's gonna be violent at the point of attack every single time. And honestly, sometimes you just gotta charge it to the game.
When you jump on a team the way you guys did, don't you feel like you're looking to go for the killer instinct to try to set the trend for how things are to go throughout the game? Because once you guys got going, you didn't stop, and all of a sudden these guys are down 28-0, and at that particular point, you're almost like they're defeated, but yet you still have more work to do.
I mean, you never looking to shut it down, but I definitely understand what you're talking about, man. Like we come out and we want to set the tone, like Coach Golesh just talked about. Our kickoff KOR unit; those are the first units that are going to be up during the game, and we always say, these are the units that are going to set the tone. So kickoff going out there tonight, doing what they did, and then us as a defense following right behind them and trying to go out there and nullify everything. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing to be able to nullify people, but never satisfied once you do that.
Mac, how are you guys able to stay so connected to your process, even with all the outside noise with Coach Golesh this week?
We love each other, and Coach Golesh is a great man. Like he said, he's been honest with us since the time he got here. And honestly, we looked at it from a perspective of, like at the end of the day, like he'll tell us the truth when time comes, and we're going to continue to play for each other because, we built a real brotherhood here.
Mac, what's been the highlight of the season for you?
That's a tough question. I'll say, and he probably gonna look at me crazy. I'll say when you hurdle bro at Memphis, when BB hurdled bro at Memphis, because it was like ain't no telling what he gonna do when he got the ball. Like it was, I became a real fan when he hurdled dude at Memphis. I'll say that was a good moment.
Speaking of playing at the next level, are there any linebackers you maybe model your game after in the NFL, or anyone that you wouldn't mind playing next to, if you know what I mean?
All of them. All of them. God willing, I get to play in the league. Like, I'm honored to play with, next to, or whatever with any linebacker that's in the league right now. And, I mean, I could go on a whole tangent about who I watch and, who inspires me, but I would never say, I'm going to limit my options to playing with such and such. Nah, never at all. It's a blessing to be playing in that league. Like Coach said, like, there's some monsters up there, and I just want to be a part of the group.
Matt, go on the tangent. Tell us who you would like to play with or who you would model your game after. Go on.
I'll tell you who I like to watch. I like to watch Fred Warner. I like to watch Patrick Crean, Roquan Smith. I like to watch D. Winters, Dre Greenlaw. It's a lot. I don't want to miss nobody. Y'all already got me started. Nah, but those are some guys I'm definitely watching. Jamal Adams just moved to linebacker. I've been watching him for a long time when he was playing safety with the Seahawks and stuff like that. But he's somebody that I look up to a lot as far as just style of play and definitely like style when it comes to the game. He got a lot of swag on him.
How about Levante David?
Great player. What are we talking? He's a legend. What are we talking about?
Mac, I got a question. You see guys in the college, you come into college football to get an opportunity to play as soon as they get in, whether they were 5 stars, 4 stars coming out of college. But then you got guys like yourself who get to a university, you got to wait your turn. Can you talk about, what has happened to you during that process, not only as a player, but as a person and now as a man who's set to leave this university? And just talk about that process and, how you transformed from a snotty-nosed freshman to now this handsome guy who's accomplished all these things at the university and got an opportunity to extend your career.
First and foremost, I wouldn't be nowhere where I am today without God. Like that was one of the things that I had to understand as a freshman. And I don't know where everybody's faith is in here, but for me, once I understood that, God has everything already written, and it's not for me to take the pen from him and try to write things myself. So when it comes to waiting my turn and doing things like that, like it was written by him. So once I got closer to him and understood the message and the journey that he was getting ready to take me on, it became a lot easier. But there were definitely trials and tribulations in the beginning of it. 2020, losing my sister, losing my grandma, for a freshman, that's really hard. I remember playing a lot as a young guy, and it was all, everything was just moving so fast. I'm from the country, so being in the city of Tampa alone was just real fast for me. But like I said, man, I started leaning on God, and I started leaning on, my family more. And once I did that, man, things just started to clear up for me, and then it translated into the field. And then, God putting people in my life like yourself and, like Coach Golesh and Coach Orlando and, just the rest of the staff, like putting people like that in my life to get me to understand and believe in myself first and foremost. And then, once I did that, the ball got rolling, and then it was just, how much of your process are you buying into? How much work are you putting in? How much tape are you watching? And then after that came along, now it's like be the example. Be the example for the other young guys to follow, and don't let God's story for you go to waste. And what I mean by that is like the things that I had to go through, the hard trials and tribulations that I had to go through that I didn't have the answers for, that I couldn't lean on other people to get the answers for. Whenever I see younger guys that were in my shoes, put them under my wing and tell them what's up. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the biggest things God's been doing for me, throughout my entire life. But definitely my collegiate journey, giving me those trials and tribulations, not for me, but for everybody to come whenever time comes for them to need advice or for them to need a big brother to lean on. Like I said, you were something like that for me as well. So I'm that for them, and I couldn't thank God enough for that.
So everybody's asking you about who you want to play with and all that. So when you talk about intangibles in the NFL, high motor, high energy, leadership, what are those three things that you actually can bring to any pro or NFL roster? Because those are what I call the intangibles. By now, if you don't have the ability, you don't have it. But those are the extra things that you're going to have to find out as you go through the pro process.
Absolutely. One of the things I pride myself on is just being in love with the grind. Not a single time you'll see me out there complaining about the grind or worried about any of that, man. Like, having a high motor is what you need as a linebacker, obviously as an NFL player, but a linebacker for sure, and then also being able to go out there and understand your losses. I think that's another thing that I have that's intangible, like understanding, okay, I did this wrong, I need to make it up there. And then when you're playing with the best players in the world, that's something you're going to have. Obviously, nobody wants to miss a play or mess a play up, but you have to have the ability to bounce back and to continue to play.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Last place in line.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
Byron Brown, 4 touchdown passes tonight, broke his own season touchdown passing record with 28. Posted the third 4,000-yard total season in program history. What's going on, Byron?
Byron, that's very exclusive company. You got college football Hall of Famers, Heisman Trophy winners on that list. You're now among them. What are your thoughts?
Truly a blessing, but wouldn't be possible without coaches, teammates, O-line, wideouts, running backs, tight ends. So truly just a team accomplishment at the end of the day.
Coach was asked about the Arkansas and other SEC openings, and your name has come up being connected. If he moves on somewhere, you would go with him, perhaps. Any thoughts whatsoever?
No thoughts. I was focused on this game and, coming out and sending these seniors out right, and, whatever's next is next. But, that was my mindset going into this game.
What was going through your mind coming out of the tunnel tonight to celebrate senior night?
Just truly blessed to, be able to come here. Came here at 17, 21 now, and I'll have a decision to make coming forward. But just enjoying every minute of it. Whatever God has planned, it'll be.
Coach literally said right before you came in here, talking about you being an NFL quarterback one day. What does that mean to you? What are your thoughts when you hear that?
It means a lot, and that's why you play the game. It's been a dream of mine since a little kid to make it to that stage, and then play in it for a very long time and contribute to whatever team I'm on. So it means a lot to hear that, but I know I still have a lot of work to do.
So, Byron, I was asking your coach a little bit because I saw Cam Ward play a lot with Miami. When I bring up a guy like Cam Ward, do you respect the type of player that he is, knowing that he has great legs, great arm, and do you feel like some of your skill set reminds you a little bit of him, or because obviously he's a heck of a player and you seem to be on your way to doing some excellent things?
He's a great quarterback, but I don't really compare myself to anybody. I'm Byron Brown at the end of the day. I'm a play like me. And I'll get it done in the run game, get it done in the pass game, whatever it takes to win. That's my mindset as a quarterback. Get it out to the playmakers, let Keyshawn go up, make plays. Feel what I'm saying? And just everybody else as well.
What was going through your mind when you got in and then got taken out after one play and did the heart for the stadium and people cheered for your kind of walk off there?
Truly a blessing. I have no clue what's going to happen, what my journey is going to be. So if that is my last time walking off Ray J, wanted to show them my appreciation since being there as a 17-year-old and coming in and playing, and yeah, that's really it.
Do you anticipate playing in the bowl game?
Yeah, we got one more game.
What did you kind of learn from last year when you had to miss so much time that you've kind of brought into this season and been so successful with?
Focus one game at a time. Don't look too far ahead. You can look forward to what's to come. But just taking advantage of every opportunity, every practice, every rep, everything, because you never know when it's going to be taken away from you. And it was taken away from me. So I promise to never look too far ahead again, which is why I won't look ahead now.
Byron, the one thing I noticed tonight is this team scores in short strands. I didn't think I saw many drives that went more than 4 minutes. Your ability to go 4, 3, 2, 1. What is all that about? Is that the product of the system, your ability? Because that's something that's pretty impressive that you're able to get a lot of points in a short period of time.
I mean, we're an explosive offense, and we're able to score very quickly. We go to high tempo, so I guess that contributes to the scoring in 4 minutes or less.
Coach alluded to this a little bit. You're 9-3, one of the better teams to ever come through here, but we're not for a few points. You'll be playing next week for a championship. How much does that gnaw at you that you guys got that close and weren't able to kind of get over the hump of that?
I definitely think about it, but you can't change the past. You can only learn from it. So we learn from it, and it will be better for it at the end of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Keyshawn. Keyshawn Singleton, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns tonight. He's got 877 yards on the season. That's the 3rd best season total. And he's got 8 TDs. That's the 2nd best TD total on that.
Keyshawn, people might have been wondering, how you're going to come out for a game like this, focused and locked in. You guys clearly were. How big was it for you guys to just take care of business early and get on top of that team?
I feel like this game, it was really like just a next game for us. Just like stay focused every game, because that 9-win, then like next week or the bowl game gonna be 10 game win. So we just day by day, game by game.
Keyshawn, on Wednesday you tweeted out the eyes emoji. Can you tell me what that means?
Nah, it ain't mean anything. Yeah.
What's it been like to work with Byron Brown as your quarterback?
Actually amazing, because you don't know what he gonna do, because it's he makes us get open more, because they're more scared of him running at the ball. So it's really like a blessing. And Byron, he's my dog. We always hang out and stuff like that. So I just love him for that. And I'm always cherish him, even if we go to the league or not. So.
Keyshawn, where have you seen the most improvement in your game from last year to this year?
To be honest, just growing up as a person, because last year it was my first year actually playing in college. Because my first year I had to fracture my ankle, so I was out for the whole season. So just being able to get over that hump and grow as a person, be able to read coverages, be able to get back to my ankle full strength and all. Yeah, so.
Besides all the outside noise of Golesh and all of that, can you just talk about what coach means to you?
Coach means the world to me, cause my senior year, it was a crazy senior year that I had to fracture my ankle, and it was like I had so many offers, but then at the same time nobody wanted to text me or actually bring me to the school. And I feel like Golesh he basically took a chance on me, and I'm always be grateful for that. And he actually cherishes me, he's my father. So I just love him for that.
Keyshawn, this program was undefeated at home for the first time in 23 years, I believe.
Yeah.
Not only that, but most of these games you were very dominant. Your scoring was way up, and their opponents were way down. Why were you guys so good at home this year?
I feel like just the brotherhood that we built in the spring and the off-season fall camp. That's we really started to bond, and when you go in that field, it's not oh, you doing that, we all playing together as brothers. So.
How much do you look forward to coming back here with a new on-campus stadium just a couple years away?
Oh, I can't wait for it. I can't wait. So.
Keyshawn, can you talk about the progression that the wide receiver unit as a whole has had throughout the season?
No.
Can you talk about the progression of the wide receiver unit as a whole that you guys have had throughout the season?
I feel like we have all grown as a whole. Cause you see, like Jeremiah, he's came in as a freshman and he's dominating. And you got Quan on Quan speedster. He hasn't had a real chance to break out, but he don't get his opportunity soon. And then you also got Chaz, but he went down, but he was having an amazing season. And then you got also Mudia. He's just wild. He just do crazy things every game. So yeah. And then we also got Corey and Neptune. They didn't really play a lot, but we all just know that when they get on that field, that we're not gonna have to worry about anything. So.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, everybody.